We just made some apricot apple cider. Wanna go check it out? This is just an apple juice video.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you ever made pressed apple juice before?
I have pressed grapes with a friend's family who was making wine, but they had like a whole machine that did it. So theirs was like an electric machine that de-stemmed the grapes and took the skins off and only output the like pure juice. So it was not nearly as manual, but also that was in Connecticut.
Yeah, I don't think I've made juice before.
Yeah. I remember growing up going to an apple orchard where they had a press and they put a bunch of apples into this big barrel and then you got to like crank it and have the cider come out of the barrel. Do I like apple juice or cider more?
Yeah.
Cider.
Why?
I don't know. Just like if I tasted them, I'd be like, yes, cider is better.
Yeah. I agree.
No reason. I don't know. It's my lizard brain, I guess.
I love apple cider, but I'm not a huge fan of apple juice. I don't know why. It's just like...
Yeah, I don't really care for apple juice. But I also don't really care for apple cider much.
I wonder if, like, processed, like, store-bought apple juice, it has more sugar in it.
Oh, it probably has added sugars. But even, like, the store-bought cider, like, I don't really care for. Like, I have to get cider from, like, an orchard or something. Well...
No, I mean, I totally get it. In Pennsylvania, there were plenty of apple farms that we would go to, apple orchards, that we would get our cider from. It all starts with this baby, the apple. So here's our setup. We got apples late in the year from the farmer's market. We had to cut off all the bad pieces where the worms were and cut out the seeds and stems. We also used apricots from the farmer's market a week before. These are beautiful apples, the finished pieces, and the scraps. I would roughly chop them up, and he would cut off the finer bad pieces. The recipe I found required 1 cup of water per 1 pound of fruit, so we used our little scale to weigh out 1 pound. And since we both forget everything, we used this marking system to ensure that we stayed on track. We had just below 7 pounds, so 7 cups of water to 7 pounds of fruit. Put in a blender. The frozen apricots were a little bit more difficult to blend. We took the smoothied fruit and put it in our Instant Pot container. I found a recipe that said to cook the fruit mash for 6 minutes. This did not work. This burned. So we ended up cooking it on the stovetop for about 15 to 20 minutes with the lid on. Now we are straining out the pumice and the fruit pulp. So we just took it from our stovetop container. This is a method we frequently use when making almond milk, to let most of the liquid run through a sieve first and then squeeze out the rest of the juice in our food bandana. Pre-filtering helps take a lot of the stress off of your wrists, so you don't have to squeeze as much. Squeezing out the juice, there's only so much juice you can squeeze out. Most of the juice comes out in the pre-filtered portion. Then I was gonna make bread out of this pumice, but we have a dog hair problem, so it will just be composted. And again, 1 final sieve just to ensure there's no dog hairs. And we measured it out to see how much we got. We ended up with about 9 cups of juice. This is our final product. It's apricot apple cider. We got half a gallon.
Not for the amount of fruit that we used. How many pounds of fruit was that? Like 7?
7 pounds and about 9 cups.
I think that's a decent conversion.
So now we're gonna taste it, I guess. So here's your little warm apricot juice. Cilantro.
That's tart.
That's really tart.
Yeah, I mean, they were tart apples.
Oh yeah, we should talk about the apples. Do you remember anything about the apples from the farmer's market, dude?
I forget what variety they were. Started with a G. All I can think of is gremlin.
I feel like they're similar.
Gremilla? I don't know.
I think he said they're similar to Johnny apples. Don't know what that means.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because he said they were good for like baking and stuff because they're tart.
Tart.
I like tart.
I think it's a good texture for. I mean, it's almost like applesauce.
Yeah, it's
so strong.
So, I think we'd get a much better like return if we had like a press or something.
Yes.
Which would be really cool.
That would be a goal for the future. But this is pretty good. I mean, you're the one who really likes tart things. I would water this down, and that would make it go further. But with cranberry juice is really tart, so usually one might water it down, or even orange juice, super acidic.
Yeah, I mean it's like most things. It's like the difference between buying a pre-made meal and making a meal at home. Like it just tastes different. It feels different, both like in terms of an accomplishment as well as like quality wise.
Do you think it's worth it?
I think if we had a press, it would be more worth it. I think if we did a like twice as much, it would have been a lot of effort, but we would have had the whole jug filled up. So like that would have probably felt a lot better. Doing all this effort and then having half a jug is like, it makes you more tired than you were.
What do you think about the apple to apricot ratio?
Yeah, I mean, we used what apricots we had left over. I can taste the apricot a bit. The tartness of the apple definitely overpowers it. I mean, apple juice is like an additive to every juice that you buy. It just kind of is a base, more or less. So this is like, if we were to buy apricot juice in the store, I feel like this is what it would taste like because it's like actually mostly apple.
Yeah.
Key learnings from this, let's think. Definitely shows you how weak your wrists are. Makes me want a press a lot more. I've already mentioned it a couple times, so it's like I definitely want a press.
I think it tastes pretty good. I'm really excited to see how it'll fare when we do brew it next. We'll make it via like a wine or a cider. I feel like a wine would be better.
I mean, we use wine yeast for hard cider, so.
Oh. Mystery solved. Any last words?
You ever milked an apple?